from the day we arrive on the planet.
Good morning, backup dancers. I'm hustling this morning. I'm hustling because today is the last day for the summer reading program. So today I'm going to my local library here in Coleman. I go every year and it's usually a huge crowd. It rained all day yesterday. So right before it rained, I went outside and picked blueberries. My blueberry bushes are really coming out. So I got a whole pan of blueberries. Now, I like to put blueberries in my cereal. I don't know about you, but that's what I really like. I haven't figured out how to make a really good blueberry cobbler. I remember when I was young, my grandmother's cobbler was soupy. Like, it wasn't like cake-like. And the recipes that I have been using, like when I make it, it's almost like blueberry cake. That's not what I call cobbler. What I call cobbler is like, almost like dumplings. You know what I'm talking about? Not like cake-like. Like she made this crust at the top, it was a crust, but then inside was like soupy with blueberries, and it was like dumplings. And I can't find a recipe like my grandmother used to make, but I don't like that blueberry cake considered cobbler. That's not a cobbler to me, because there's a 75% chance of rain in the forecast today. I am making sure that I leave the other barn stall open so that the animals can get out of the weather, because none of these animals, I don't know if these are bougie animals or what. The only animal that likes to be wet is the good old Leroy. Now, when it's pouring down raining and a storm outside, Leroy is not going in the barn. Leroy is going to stand outside the barn to protect to protect his babies. He's such a good protector, you know. Good morning, baby. She gives Mama loving every time she gets out of the barn. Good morning. Mama's got to go to our library, but when I get back, I'll give you love. Yes, I will. I'll give you love. Go on, Luna. Luna would sit here and let me love on her for hours, I think. She's the one who really, I feel like, is really attached to me. Her and Mickey and Taterbug. They're always the first to greet me when I come into the farm. And I'm grateful for rain because, you know, since Trace was born, it's just really been hot for a couple of days with no rain, and he was struggling really bad. And I'm having to come out here and put water on him, but I think he's starting to acclimate to the weather, but it hasn't been that hot because it's rained every day. So he's actually doing a lot better. Many of you asked, Judy, I hope that you keep Trace. Y'all, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I can't keep Trace. There's no way. I mean, there's no way I can keep two bulls in that pasture. I don't have, it's a dry lot. The last thing an animal needs is to be, a cow, is to be on a dry lot with, I'm not adding more animals to my herd. Let's just put it that way. So no, I will not be keeping Trace. I've already talked to a farm that breeds cattle, not for beef, but they breed for pets. So Trace will more than likely go to that farm. It is not a local farm. It's a farm that's in Tennessee, but we will see. Trace is not leaving Dee Dee for 6 months, so he won't leave till Christmas. So we have plenty of time to get him acclimated to being a friendly bull like Dexter. But at the end of the day, is there really such thing as a friendly bull that's intact? I don't think so. I have to watch Dexter. I mean, Dexter's friendly for the most part, but he is a bull, and he will, I've seen him. If somebody comes out here in the middle of the night, Dexter absolutely flips his lid. He's the best guard dog ever. So, you know, if he was a steer, would he do that? I'll be honest with you, I have no idea, because I've never had a steer. But I will tell you that since I've had Dexter and Dee Dee, I really have learned a lot about cattle. And I've learned a lot about what it means to be a cattle farmer. And I am sweating like crazy. I've really learned a lot about what it takes to be a cattle farmer. And it's hard work. Give me a minute. Menopause, summer, and farm chores, they don't get along, y'all. Okay. Maybe I should say menopause, summer, makeup, and farm chores don't all get along. But it is what it is. All right, now I've got to load up the car because I do have a caregiver coming for Larry, so I don't have to worry about Larry's breakfast. But I do have to load up the car, get the animals in the car, decide who's going today. It is so different with Topper not here. It's every time I walk into the education center, it's like, it's sad. I've had a lot of bunny rescues attack me because I made a post about every time I get my bunnies fixed, something seems to happen, which is what happened with 3 of my bunnies. I went and got them fixed, and then they went downhill. They were normally like great prior, and so what's happening is I said something about, you know, the bunnies getting fixed, and all these bunny rescues are like, Judy, you're giving off false information. Bunnies need to be fixed because they run risk of cancer. And I get that. I get that. Unfortunately, you know, I went live last week and I talked about every single farm channel that you guys watch. They're totally different. Like, for example, if there is a cattle channel that breeds cows for beef, and they watch my channel, they think I'm absolutely ridiculous for laying on Dexter singing to him. Like, I look ridiculous because they're going to tell me that cows are not bred for that. Like, I should not have a cow in a petting zoo. But then, if you get another petting zoo that follows my channel, they're like, oh my gosh, I want to be able to do that to my bull. I want to be able to sit with him and get him so tame that I can sing to him. Does that mean that the cattle farm that breeds bulls and cows and sells calves every year and breeds their animals every year, does that mean they're wrong? No. Y'all, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have beef. We wouldn't have hamburger meat or steak or roast. We wouldn't have any of that. So does that mean they're wrong? Absolutely not. But does it mean that I'm wrong because I'm laying on Dexter singing to him and making him a pet? No, that doesn't mean I'm wrong. Every farm that you follow, every channel is different. So just because you see one people say something on one channel, that doesn't mean it's good for every farm across the board. So I have learned that with having cows. Many times farmers come here that own cattle and they're like, you should not have these cows out here with children. And I'm like, they're tame. like they're tame. And they're like, how in the world does that calf let you come up and sing with him? That is not right. And what they're saying is their calves go to the stockyard. So they don't get to know their calves, because a calf to them is a number, where a calf to me has a name. So all farms are different. So as you begin to watch other channels, just keep in mind that all farms are totally different. I have to tell y'all something. So this week, Alabama Power has been at my son's house working on power poles. And I don't know if I had the story completely right, but they dropped a transformer on my son's power line. And when that happened, it killed the air conditioning, the washer, the dryer. It blew light bulbs out of the sockets. So my son is having to stay in a hotel. It's been awful. So I am keeping one of their dogs that is used to being inside all the time. I think she's like 14 years old. Her name is Penny, and I call her Penny Lou. So I'm grand dog sitting right now, and this dog has taken up with Larry. The previous owners originally that owned the dog was an elderly lady that ended up passing away. And my daughter-in-law took this dog in and has had the dog for many years. But it's very obvious that this dog loves elderly people. And it's almost like it's become Larry's little dog. It's really cute. Okay, I gotta quit talking. I got animals to load up. Let me just tell y'all real quick. Last week, I had a lot going on, okay? I load up the car to leave, to go all the way to Garden City with my animals. I load my grandson up in the car. Addie was in the car. All the speaker books and everything were in the car. I get down the road. Hospice calls me to tell me what time they're coming for Larry. There was a caregiver here with Larry, and I realized that I forgot all the animals. I had to turn around and come all the way back home because I was headed to a library for a petting zoo with no animals.
Hello, backup dancers. Look at this. Guess who's at my house today? Yep, you best it. The center. And let me just tell you, we were jamming. Justin and I were really, really getting it. I mean, next thing you know, there's Madison and I. Oh, look at me. We were having so much fun. Oh, goodness. And then me and Buddy were just cutting loose, dancing. He had his guitar out. But let me just tell you, Christy was really quiet. Okay, she didn't say anything the whole time. Then all of a sudden, I turned on YMCA and she is singing at the top of her lungs. She was having so much fun. And you see Stormy's here. She was in the back. She was dancing. We were all singing YMCA, their sweet buddy. We were having such a good time. And I was so glad that I got Christy up to dance because I thought she was going to sit it out the whole entire time. But then just like I said, out of nowhere, she jumped up. Oh, goodness. Listen, look at Buddy. Buddy and I were singing We Are Family, okay? And I wish you could have heard the lyrics. We were having the best time singing it. I told him we were family, so we had to sing this. I put my arm around him, and he was just loving every... Look at that smile on his face. He was loving every minute of it. We were having such a good time. Y'all, I wish so bad that you could be here when the center's here. It is absolutely the most amazing day of the week. I just love it. I want to thank the backup dancer for sending this boxing game because the group home is absolutely loving it. Taylor's figuring out how to do it and it's really working his mind. But I have to admit, Shane and I love it too. This week was the last day that I was going to go to the libraries and I was very emotional. I got to meet a backup dancer, and I was very excited. But I was emotional because over 250 people showed up to see me at the library. And it was all I could do to hold back the tears as I looked out in the audience and saw all the people. It was just very emotional because I realized that I am loved. And oftentimes, I just, wonder, like, is anybody listening to me? Is anybody watching my content? Am I doing this for nothing? And then I look out there and I'm like, God has me right where I'm supposed to be. Right where I'm supposed to be, on stage in front of all these people in the spotlights, serving Him, telling about His goodness. He started my farm, not me. And it was just amazing to be in front of all those people and just look out and know that God is using me as His servant to spread His goodness.
This month has been difficult. Trying to balance going to libraries on top of being a YouTuber and trying to film. It has been really hard. I'm going to tell you, really hard. And I just needed someone to listen to me. So I called my good friend, Tiffany. Tiffany is a friend of mine, and she has a YouTube channel as well. You need to go find her. She is awesome. It's Our Small Town Life. She goes around and she just talks about her life, and she is the most sweetest person ever. And she's a good friend of mine, and she is my go-to person when I just need someone to listen about how hard it is to balance your life being a YouTuber.